Recently, I shut down my clothing line, GorjessFit, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so let's backtrack to July 2022. That is when I launched my business, and it was an athleisure brand focusing on leggings, sports bras, biker shorts, etc. I eventually launched some other clothing such as joggers and sweatshirts. I tested out selling some dresses and skirts and more ready-to-wear clothing. And then I ended up going back to focusing more on athleisure because I figured I needed to niche down again. And I would say I had a pretty successful launch and an amazing product. That is one thing I will absolutely pride myself in. And actually, now that I've closed down my clothing line, I've realized even more that my product was absolutely amazing. So much that when I shut it down, there were people that were just buying up almost every SKU, like size medium. That is the most popular size. If anyone is launching a clothing line, make sure you have enough medium, because that sold out the day I announced that I was closing my business and that I was having a closing sale. There was one customer who ordered like 8 pairs of the same exact leggings, all in black, because she was like, I have worn these leggings almost every day and they are the best leggings I've ever had. And the reason I found that so significant and that really stuck with me is because I felt really conflicted after that. I was like, man, I just decided to close down my business, and now there are people saying that they loved it so much. And so I was thinking like, man, should I have kept it open? Like maybe I should have pushed harder and tried harder. Maybe I should have gotten investors. There's so many thoughts that I had, but my gut feeling was that I made the right decision, and I still felt good about my decision, even though I felt conflicted before making that decision and after. So there are so many reasons I decided to shut down, but one of the main reasons that got me there was motherhood. You know, I hate to say that, and I mean, to me it's not a bad thing. Some people will be like, oh man, like that's discouraging that motherhood stopped you from pursuing your dreams. But I don't know, it's so true that motherhood really does change you, and it doesn't change every woman in the same way or capacity. But for me, my desires definitely changed. And I've realized that with my daughter being 16 months, almost 17 months, so almost a year and a half, I am just knee deep into motherhood. I am leaning into it so much, and I'm loving it so much. And that is just the season I am in right now. And that is okay. I just feel okay with putting my all into her right now, in motherhood right now. And not only that, I mean, I am a wife and a stepmom too, so I have a lot on my plate. Like, being a wife is a role in itself. That has to take over your life, but that, and I have a stepson too, so I do have a lot on my plate. And I'm also a full-time influencer, which is my bread and butter. All of my income is from being an influencer. And so my clothing line, GorjessFit, wasn't bringing in any money. It was just every dollar I made, I had to pour back into the business, which I'll go into more later. But with all that being said, I had to really figure out what I wanted to focus on. And when I reevaluated my life in this season right now, I realized my number one priority was my family, so my husband and my kids, and then my current source of income, which is influencing, because that is what is bringing in the money. And then GorjessFit was more of a passion project that I wanted to be lucrative. I wanted that to be my main source of income. I wanted that to blow up and be this multi-million-dollar company, but it just never got there. Again, I launched it in 2022, and now it's 2026, so 3.5 years after launching it, I realized that, you know what, it is okay to fail. And it is important to know when to exit. It is important to know when to close a door and a chapter. And I really wanted to honor that and not force something that just wasn't making me happy anymore. When I first launched it, I was super excited, I was super driven, and so much just changed. And back to what I was saying about motherhood, like being a mom, especially a new mom and a mother to a young child, takes so much of you, especially when you don't have any family to help. I don't have any family in California. All of my family is in New Jersey, and my husband's family is out of state as well. We don't have any childcare, no full-time nanny, which I guess that's something like we could have thought of hiring help, but that's not an expense we wanted to add-on at this point, and also not a desire of mine right now. I really do enjoy being a stay-at-home mom with her, like literally spending every day with her. I didn't want to send her to daycare. I didn't want to bring someone in to watch her while I worked more. You know, that's just not something I wanted. And I know there are women who thrive doing that. They thrive being a working mom. And I didn't want to do that. That's just not something I wanted to do, and not something I want to do right now or in the near future. Things might change in a few years, but right now I just feel like in this season, I enjoy pouring so much into her and spending as much time with her as I can, if you know what I mean. That being said, I mean, I still have time to myself. I mean, my husband travel. My parents will come into town to watch her. We have dropped her off so we can go to Turks and Caicos and Napa, and we definitely pour into ourselves and our marriage and our passions. And like I said, I'm still a full-time influencer, which is still a passion of mine, but I couldn't have all this on my plate. I just couldn't. And to be fair, the average person can't either. I was not ready to burn myself out for this, especially since it was still not creating much profit. Again, I was making sales and it was growing and I was getting customers, but everything had to be poured back into the business. So I just couldn't reason and convince myself to keep it going. So back to the product. I mentioned that it was an amazing product. So that is layered as well. When I first launched, I designed and manufactured the leggings and sports bras here in LA. And that was a journey in itself. I went through 3 different pattern makers, so many companies just like trying to take my money and not really knowing what they were doing. Finally, I found a really great manufacturer and pattern maker, and they did a really good job. And then I also found an amazing fabric. I went out in downtown LA, researched the best fabrics, I touched the fabrics, I tested them, and I found one that everyone loves. That is why they love these leggings so much, because the fabric is just so buttery soft and high quality. You can wash them a million times. The stretch stays. You don't have to worry about like losing the stretch after you wash it. And it's so funny, I'm like marketing this even though the business is closed. I mean, there's still a few left. You can go to the website and get some of the clothing that is left because I still want to sell everything out. I say this because it was such a great product, but designing in LA is a lot harder than designing abroad. When you design abroad, these countries just have better systems, because I have designed clothing in LA and I also design clothing in China. And when you design in China, in my experience, they provide you with the clothing, the tags on the clothing, the logos, the poly bags, the shipping bags, the tags, like everything is all a one-stop shop. Versus when I designed in LA, I had to go one place for the patterns and manufacturing. So to get like, you know, the leggings and bras and everything made. But then I had to go somewhere else to get the tags, like the tags that say if it's a size small and the materials it's made out of, the washing instructions. So that was a separate manufacturer in downtown LA. So I was constantly like driving all over LA because I had to go pick up the tags, drop them back off to the manufacturer to have them sew them back on. Then my poly bags were from China, so those were shipped in from China, but they were shipped to my house. I also had to drive from the valley downtown to LA, or to downtown LA. The tags were from China. Then the actual logo that said GorjessFit, GJF, that had to be printed at another place. So I had to pick up my clothing and bring it to the place to print the labels. And when they did that, they damaged my clothing, which is a whole other story. I had to sue them. If you want to know, let me know in the comments, because I will create a video about how I sued them. And I won. But yeah, so there was just so much that went into it. So once I launched and everything came together perfectly after a bunch of headaches, I was like, I can't do this again. I can't like go through all those steps again, because each step had its own hurdles and it was exhausting and time consuming and expensive. And I was like, I don't have the capacity to do this. There has to be a better way. So that's why I eventually went to designing my clothing in China. But I can never get them to do it how my original clothing was, like the original leggings and sports bras. The fabric wasn't the same, the fit wasn't even exactly the same, it just wasn't perfect. So that always discouraged me too, because even though I was launching more styles and more pieces, I never felt 100% good about them. I didn't love them how I loved the first clothing I launched. So that was another thing. I feel like if I could have done things how I really wanted to and made the pieces exactly how I wanted to with more ease, then I would have continued, but I just could never get it done again. And I just didn't have the capacity. I mean, from the time I launched my business, I launched it, then I think I got engaged right before. So I was planning a wedding, we bought a house, then we got married, then I got pregnant, then I had a baby. Like, where is the time? Where is the time to do all of this? And again, driving from the valley of LA to downtown LA is like an hour, and it could be tons of traffic. It's just a lot. And on top of being a full-time influencer, I had just too much going on. And then lastly, the financial aspect. So I mentioned time and time again that like I wasn't making money off of this. Thank God at the end of the day, I pretty much sure I broke even. Thank God I didn't put me like in the hole. But I think I could have used investors, because I think if I really want to scale and grow and for it to really blow up, I needed more money for marketing. Facebook ads is a huge thing. I personally know people who have small businesses and their businesses have blossomed and flourished and really taken off because of Facebook ads, but I didn't have the finances to put into that. Like again, a wedding, a house, a baby, like there was just no room in our budget to invest thousands of dollars into Facebook ads, especially when you don't know if they're even gonna work, because sometimes they don't work. And I have tested them before, and I probably just didn't have the right ad agency, but yeah, they didn't work. And even to hire some of these agencies, they would say, oh, you need a few $1,000s just to get you set up, and then you need $1,500 for the first month just to even put into the ad. So it's just so much money, and that is just not something we wanted to put into the business. When I say me and my husband, because at this point our finances are one. So in a nutshell, those are all the hurdles I had and all of the reasons why I was just ready to let it go. And my husband actually, he did not want me to shut down the business. He really wanted me to keep going. He really believed in me, and he believed in GorjessFit, he believed in the products, and he believed in the potential. But I was just like, you know what, my heart is not in it. I just don't want to keep burning myself out for it. I don't think it's worth it. And it's just not a desire of mine anymore. With that being said, I hope this gave insight into my thought process when it came to shutting down GorjessFit. It is the end of a great chapter. I learned so much, and I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I had an idea in my mind and I made it into something physical. I had an idea about what I wanted this clothing to look like, and I was able to design it and work with people to bring it into fruition and make it something tangible. And I think that's really powerful, and I think that's something I can carry with me throughout my life as I continue to dream and just grow as a person, grow as an entrepreneur. Who knows, there might be another business venture in 5 years once Kendall, my daughter, is older, or baby number 2, whenever that is, when that baby's older. But yeah, I've learned so much. I have built confidence from it. I have gotten comfortable with trying and failing, because unfortunately it is a failure, and I'm just okay with that. And I am grateful and just excited to see where else life is going to take me now that this chapter is closed.